Welcome to my voiceover world.
Renji Abarai and Byakuya Kuchiki, assassins sent from the Soul Society. Ichigo held his own after Renji defeated Uryu, but was helpless against the Byakuya. Ichigo solicited the help of Kisuke Urahara, undergoing a 10-day training regimen in the hopes of obtaining a new power and ultimately rescuing Rukia Kuchiki. Man he met during the training, his inner existence, taught him a certain truth. This allowed Ichigo to seek out the Soul Reaper power within him and regain his strength.
The characters and voice actors of Bleach Rebirth of Souls. Please enjoy the show.
It spins. It turns each time it touches the sun and the moon. It takes on unique shapes. The one thing that does not change is my powerlessness. I wish for strength. If I cannot protect them from the wheel, then give me a strong blade and enough strength to shatter fate.
To put it simply, we share the same body, but as our relationship changed, so did our appearance. When life rules, flesh extends over the bones. When death rules, the bones become exposed. It's the same with us. My powers increased, and as they did, the situation evolved. I became dominant, and Zangetsu became part of me. The more that you tried to draw on Zangetsu's power in those moments where you needed them, the easier it became for me to gain dominance and influence over your soul.
Standing before their tombs, I made up my mind about the path I'd take. I would become a Soul Reaper, and I would escape that environment. However, things have a way of intruding on one's plans. Shortly after entering the Soul Reaper Academy, the Kuchiki clan, one of the most important families in the Soul Society, suddenly decided that they were going to adopt me. At first, Renji was happy to see me become part of that noble family, but joining it also meant that we would have to say goodbye to each other.
Lady Rukia has the skills necessary to be a seat officer, Hop. But the work that the seat officers are responsible for is much more dangerous than the kind of thing regular guards have to handle. So a certain person who did not want Lady Rukia to be exposed to danger pulled some strings and had Lady Rukia removed as a candidate for a seat officer position.
A certain person?
Yes, Lord Byakuya Kuchiki.
Protect as many people as you can, huh? I'm not trying to defend a substitute Soul Reaper, but I can't find much to complain about when it comes to his motivations. Also, I have enough of a sense of responsibility to want to protect people too. My pride hinged upon proving beyond the shadow of a doubt that the Quincy's were far superior to the Soul Reapers. However, what does being a Quincy really mean to me? What an absolute joke. I start wondering about that only after I lose my Quincy powers. Or maybe, losing my powers is merely what opened my eyes.
I should be safe now. I don't think they'll chase me all the way here. Who knows who I'll have to face next. Maybe I should rest while I have the chance. My parents died when I was young. I didn't have any other relatives. So I went to live with my grandfather in Mexico. That was when I was 8. Back then, I was a big baby and a bully. I used my strength to beat down anybody I didn't like. Then, my abuelo showed me the error of my ways.
South Rukon, 78th District. Hanging Dog. It was in this dump of a town that we met. She was a strange girl. But no matter what she did, her natural elegance somehow managed to show through. And then, almost before we knew it, we were together. Always together. We were a family. Back then, the grown-ups were all thieves and murderers. And sometimes, they were even worse than that. The kids were like stray dogs. The Rukon district was particularly hard on children. Before very long, all of our friends were gone.
Once when I married Hisana, and once when I adopted Rukia. Those were the only 2 times that I broke the rules. The Kuchiki family has a responsibility to set an example for all Soul Reapers. After all, if we do not uphold the law, then who will? That's the reason that I made a vow that I would never again break the law, no matter what. I swore that from that moment on, I would always uphold it, whatever it might cost to do so. Invader, you must be Ichigo Kurosaki. My name is Rutabone. I am captain of the Exekias, and I have come here in order to take your life. Cowardly fools, do not fear unknown elements of their ilk. Grow, Arbol. So what if my men are down? It matters not. You'll learn very soon that merely taking down my men isn't going to be enough to bring you to victory.
The world did indeed transform. It evolved. Ichigo Kurosaki faced many hardships. Each one that he wrestled with built a thick wall that stood in his path. But regardless of the struggle involved, he faced them head-on and moved forward. He strode forward, and that advancement gave rise to an undeniable miracle. Consider. Whenever you followed your heart, and you were determined to succeed, many hardships often followed. However, despite that, pressing forward with that same self-determination, that is what allows humans to change things. Your evolution will undoubtedly bring about change to your own world.
Still, my brother was killed by a Soul Reaper. He was a total genius. He became lieutenant in just a mere 5 years after joining the 13 Court Guard squads. He was killed by the very Soul Reapers that he believed were in fact his true friends. I was just a child, but I'll never forget the terrifying face of the Soul Reaper who dragged my dying brother to our house, and that my brother's face actually looked happy when he thanked that Soul Reaper at the end. I really don't get it. I don't know why he would have done something like that. I can tell that he never succumbed to hating the Soul Reapers, and that he continued to trust them, right up until the bitter end. And I wanted to know why.
One must not desire finding or creating beauty and engaging in war. One must not desire virtue and passing on. One must not be concerned only with oneself. If one wants to protect the king and his 5 gods, one must destroy one's enemy in their entirety. Do not desire beauty in war. Do not desire virtue and passing on. That is the way of the Court Guard, and has remained so to this very day. And yet people change. And so, the Soul Society changes as well. It is strange. He is almost mysteriously lacking in ill will. The captain's Bankai is nothing like yours, eh, Kaku? It was your duty to ensure that the pillar remained protected, but you allowed it to be destroyed instead. Do you know why that is? It's because you held back. You are more than welcome to get yourself killed on your own account. However, duty must always come first. And you must never allow any personal stubbornness to undermine the squad's mission. Orders in the 13 court guard squads are absolute. No question. They must be carried out at all cost, even if it means that you have to swallow your pride. The 3-digit number is actually a sign of demotion. It denotes a spada who had been divested of the rank. So you know those who go by 3-digit numbers used to be a spada in the past, just like me. And they're priveron espada now, also like me, niño. Haha, what's the matter? Why don't you perform Bankai, niño? I'm sorry to be the bearer of potentially bad news, but you cannot possibly beat me without it. I see. I understand perfectly, niño. But if you will allow me to give you some advice, do not underestimate me. Where's Giralda?
In the past, I would get so immersed in my research that I overlooked things I shouldn't have. And as a result of that, I ended up hurting a lot of people. I don't plan to atone for my crimes, but I won't repeat the mistakes of the past. I'll prepare for every single possibility that I can think of, and I'll create something new. Something that nobody has ever seen before. I'll do it with my own 2 hands.
Fighting isn't really something that's supposed to be heroic. It's simply not intended to be exhilarating or enjoyable. It's my belief that violence should only bring despair. It's dark and terrifying. It's gruesome, and it must remain that way. Because you see, otherwise people won't fear it. And if they don't, then they won't try to avoid it. This is important to me. It's crucial that my lieutenant understands this outlook. If you understand, then good. Well, if you're ever worrying about something again, I think that you do well to remember what I've told you.
This place brings me back. 100 years have passed, and it hasn't changed a bit.
State your purpose.
You're still the same brat you always were, Byakuya. I always thought you were raised to be a stick in the mud, but I guess you were just born that way. Don't be like that. I came by to say thanks.
What?
And also, you helped Ichigo get his Soul Reaper powers back, didn't you? Transferring a Soul Reaper's powers is a violation of the Soul Society's law. But even so, you didn't waste any time deciding to help him, huh?
Would you like me to explain?
Come on now. You need to keep your spiritual pressure sharp. I told you that. What a disappointing finish that was. He actually managed to cut me. He heard the bells and used them to his advantage. It really has been quite a while. I'm sorry to say it, but that was a total letdown. I guess that there really is nobody left who'd actually be able to fight to the death with me. Huh?
An Arrancar? You guys are hollows that take your masks off in order to gain Soul Reaper powers. Am I right about that? You want to talk about the basics? Captain-class Soul Reapers keep their Zanpakuto at a manageable size on purpose. Otherwise, they'd end up having to swing swords that are as big as buildings. Like yours, for example. Remember this. Never judge an enemy's strength by the size of his Zanpakuto. Don't talk to me about Soul Reaper lore until you know at least that much.
All that she ever wanted was for the world to be at peace. Her sense of justice was very strong, so she decided to become a Soul Reaper and chose to fight. It was her husband. He was also a Soul Reaper. He killed her. Why? I don't think I'll ever understand. Why did she have to die? And why was her murderer not punished for what he did? I asked to appeal directly to the Soul Society's Supreme Judicial Authority, Central 46. But I was denied. I was blocked by the Keeper of the Gate. Unaware of the fact that I was prepared to lay down my life, a man appeared as if out of nowhere to stop the blade that flew towards me. That man asked me a question.
Maybe being betrayed by Aizen left me feeling shaken, just like how letting Momo get hurt did. Maybe it's basically the same thing. I feared getting betrayed again. I didn't want to get hurt by someone I thought was an ally. And then before I knew it, I just closed my heart off. I thought that I could protect everything, and I could do it all by myself. But believing in people isn't a weakness. I realize that now. With them by my side, I know I can get stronger. No more. I won't lose my way anymore. In hindsight, maybe it was more than just an accident. But setting that aside for now, Captain Aizen and Lieutenant Geen from Squad 5 leapt in, and they managed to save me. I survived, but my right eye was damaged. Even more, that incident left me forever scarred with fear. Then, when I joined the 13 Court Guard squads, I became part of Squad 9. But no matter how much I train, or how strong I become, that fear never fully goes away. I began to feel so pathetic and lost that I asked Captain Tosin to demote me from my commission as Seat Officer.
They're all moving forward. Shuhei, Renji. Neither were at the barracks. They're probably somewhere sharpening their skills right now. I should be too. You're gone now, but you didn't leave anything to remember you by. I have to say, I never liked that about you. But then I suppose that if you had left something behind, it might have been worse. I think I probably wouldn't have been able to move on. But of course you probably already knew that about me, didn't you? Thank you, Geen. You know, I must confess, I always liked that about you.
Thank you. I'm very grateful. I'm glad you didn't kill my lord. Giving you the antidote was the least I could do to thank you for that. I don't know. But when I realized that he'd survived, I just felt kind of relieved. Please, leave after you drink it. The other guards will certainly be coming shortly. They would have seen Ashisogi Jizo. I'll be all right, I promise. I'm sure the guards will tend to me.
I knew that where we belonged was right here in Hueco Mundo, world of the living. Ha! Soul Society? Yeah, right. Forget about all that. Come on, you're the one who got burned to a crisp, son. Oh, well, I mean, it was nothing. All I did was just ask them to save you. You know, it's no big deal. I mean, they were already treating our wounds anyway, so I figured I ought to ask. No harm in that. Hey, there are traces of Yami's spiritual pressure around here. Huh. Oh man, what a loser. Yeah. It seems he's got something that he isn't willing to give up on either.
sins are too great. They cannot be forgiven. I can't forget them and leave them behind. Instead, I have to face them head on. Me against my sins. Violence should only bring about despair. It's dark and terrifying. It must remain gruesome. Because otherwise people won't fear it. And if they don't, they won't try to avoid it. Yes, that is the identity of Squad 3. Because of that, I have to thank you. As I'd expect of Squad 2's captain.
I would have died for her, over and over. I swore it in my heart. But one day, without warning, without a word, without even saying goodbye, she disappeared from my life entirely. The very next day, I heard the charges against her. Desertion, aiding and abetting Kisuke Urahara in his attempt to escape, and eluding arrest. Henceforth, it is decreed that Yoruichi Shihoin shall no longer be considered the commander of the Stealth Force or the Punishment Force. That's what her indictment said. Well, it was a scandal. There's no doubt about that. That betrayal made me lose all respect for her. I hated the woman I had once thought of as my goddess. I cursed her very name.
Thank you for assisting me with my training time and time again, Captain Kyoraku. Yes, I'm sure he would. But I want to become stronger so I can help Captain Aizen. I thought that training with different people would help me become better. There was simply no way I could bring myself to ask any of the other captains. But for some reason, I felt I could ask you, Captain Kyoraku. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm ready to start. Just as we'd expect from our Master Hollybell, we must be much more diligent. Enough! Stop it, both of you! If you're going to fight, go do it somewhere else. All right, I think that's just about enough, you two. Now come on, food's on. Please, pay him no mind whatsoever, Master Hollybell. He speaks utter nonsense. Feeling discouraged after getting burned to a crisp? Is that it, Apache?
In the world of the living, most people who were alchemists ended up becoming scammers. Many of them were led down a path to self-destruction by the relentless, all-consuming search for the power to create gold. However, one could say that, in a way, they were visionaries whose efforts greatly benefited science. Xylopero Grants. Rest assured, you too have greatly benefited science. If for no other reason than as a test subject, at least. You fool! Chad is all right. Sure, he's hurt, but at least he's still alive. Orihime and Uryu managed to escape, and both of them were practically unharmed. Do me a favor. Be good and stay in that force field for a while. Essentially, half of your organs were crushed to a pulp. If this hadn't been in your pocket at the time, then you most likely would have been cut in half. To be honest with you, I'm surprised that you actually still have it.
Everyone is trying their best to move on from this, each struggling to heal in their own way. So many lives were lost in the chaos. But the same goes for Hueco Mundo and the world of the living. Ichigo. There's no doubt we put a lot on that boy's shoulders, but somehow he managed to carry the weight of it all. He's the one who granted us this peace. Maybe, had I chosen to put more effort into fighting, the result might have been different. To eliminate great evil, for that purpose, wield thine blade.
Kaname, my friend, you were my trusted warrior in arms. And at times, you were also my worst enemy. Now our paths have been forever split. Whatever world it may be in, it will be a long time before our reunion. But despite everything, what remains certain is that you were my friend, and also that I shall never forget the days we spent together. No matter how many months may pass, no matter how many years go by, Kaname Tozen, you shall remain an irreplaceable friend. You're a complete fool, son. I chose my words carefully. I'm not interested in Quincy's, and you don't have the talent for it anyway. Unfortunately, my powers are going to prove much harder to get rid of than yours were. Ryuka Nishida. Whether he's actually interested or not remains the sole heir to all of the powers and skills that originally came from the late Soka Nishida. In a way, they are his birthright. He is the last Quincy. So you're still asleep. Look at your sorry self. I'm fully recovered already. I'm all ready to fight again. Now come on. It's your turn. Aren't we going to go and fight Zangetsu? I see. Then just who is your enemy? Who will it be? Who are you going to fight now?
I'm really the luckiest man alive. I met a real man. One that I could bet my life on. Before I met him, I had no conviction at all. I was just running wild. When you meet someone who's truly strong, it gives you the chance to enjoy a battle for your life. You only truly know the joy of living when you can sense death is somewhere close ahead. That's the way that I lived. Thing is, people with a lot of spiritual pressure tend to live a long time. I guess that's why it was so important to make sure your life had meaning.
Right. That's why you need to leave your heart with your friends. Because that way, your heart will continue to live on inside of them. That's the reason why you mustn't die alone. Understand? I mean, let's help each other not die in the first place, of course. So, that's that. Oh, enough rambling. Now, it's time to train. However, it's a bit cramped in here. Let's go somewhere else. Now keep up. Make sure you don't get lost.
What's that? Did you just call my name, little girl?
Do you really feel that worried about me, little girl?
Am I truly that dear to you? Well, if that's the case, I think I'll start by eating you first.
Apparently, he's the kind of guy that helps out ghosts, even if he has no relation to them. I don't put a lot of trust in what random people say, although I do believe that you can get a pretty good idea of what sort of person he is from the character of the people around him. Besides, I have met him firsthand and spoke with him directly. And I know that the sadness and pain that other people feel actually have an effect on Ichigo. They get under his skin. I'm not like that, but I wish I was. Don't be so sad. I know how you feel, but there's no helping it.
But,
Did you feel like Kyan went easy on you while sparring? Most likely. He could have finished you off in an instant to keep his promise to her, but he didn't. He took the time to trade blows with you and train you.
Huh.
He never forgets the duty in front of him, but he's also able to follow his heart. That's just the kind of man Cayenne Shiba is. All of it is your fault. The deaths of your friends. The fact that you forgot me. That this is what I've now become. Everything! It's all your fault, Orihime! I'll kill you! You're dead! 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 Dead!
Even after we divided, those around us continued to diminish and fall. More remains. I came to envy the weak. You get to stay with the pack if you're weak. I wanted to be weak. Or if that wasn't possible, at least have a friend who was as strong as I was. That's the way I'd always felt. And then a Soul Reaper came. He appeared before us one day. He stood before us, our backs to our ever-growing piles of bodies, and displayed not even a single hint of weakness at all. You seem like you're pretty strong.
Look at this world! This towering world of yours that was filled to the heavens with hope has been reduced to your tiny town. The rain that poured down on this world may have stopped, but now it's been sunk to the bottom of the ocean. All of it happened because you lost hope and stopped moving forward. Ichigo, I will not allow you to stay like that. I will grab the very roots of your despair, and I will pull them out entirely.
Come with me. Now I can finally relax a little bit. What?
To gain power, we must consume our own. The cycle of sacrifice is never-ending. To hurt others for the purpose of gaining power was never of much interest to me. It wasn't something I wanted to do. I suppose that's a seemingly impossible way of thinking for a hollow. But still, I could not say with any certainty exactly where his gaze landed. But true to his word, I gained a great deal of power. I possessed the power of an Arrancar, and also I wielded the power of an espada.
I could not hear. I could not eat. I could not smell. I could not touch or feel. I could not rest. I knew no other like me. I just walked alone. In nothingness, you have nothing. And as a consequence of that, you have nothing to lose. If that isn't what happiness is, then what else is it? Nothing meant anything. Nothing that I saw had any significance. What I didn't see didn't even exist. And I understood there is nothing inside you. There is nothing inside me.
No matter how much we go on, there's only darkness. And that's why I want to be stronger. If I'm strong enough, the battles will naturally come to me, and I'll be able to live in the battle. Yes, no liquor is as sweet and intoxicating as battle. Eat the strong, become stronger, eat stronger foes still, and then, while doing battle against the very strongest of foes, die. That's the only light. That is why I need to.
I told you you won't be able to beat me one-on-one. Don't you get it?
Shut up!
Listen, will you talk to him? Or do I just have to kill him? No, huh? Oh, what a pain. Yami, may I ask, can I have that boy? These guys are a total joke. Come on, let's go 4-on-1. I'm going to release, and I'll take on all of you. Wonderweiss, Margera.
That being said, I've become too strong for anybody to face. At this point, both Soul Reapers and Quincy's are equally inferior to me. My strength and intelligence are far beyond their grasp. And also, I have now surpassed all of the other Arrancars. I have surmounted everyone and everything. I've even achieved what most thought impossible. I have defeated death itself. This sight is the very proof of that incredible success. So let's end it. Let's end everything.
Oh, Squad 3. Then you served under Gin Ichimaru. Oh, I see. He said that he left you back at the Soul Society. Now I see why. I'd try my hardest to rid myself of a fool like you, too, if I were... There you go. I had faith in you. I knew that you could make that face. That's what I'm talking about. There's the expression I wanted to see. That's it. Perfect. Now that's your battle face. Don't be misled. The wings of Aguila aren't normal wings. They crush anything they hit. They're wings that are made of heavy steel.
We were wandering through Hueco Mundo to become Vaso Lourdes. But it was a little while after these guys had started following me around. They realized that eating hollows wasn't making them stronger anymore, and they asked me to eat them instead. Cowards. If even a portion of our bodies is consumed by a hollow, our evolution comes to a complete stop. I'm sure they knew that. Disgusting. They're all a bunch of cowards. But these guys, very well. I'll shoulder their weight. They'll be my flesh and blood.
Wait a moment. Do you mean finish you? No. And don't use that tone with me. We were once humans who became hollows. And then we regained our capacity for reason by becoming Arrancars. Rational beings need to have a legitimate reason in order to kill. And you don't have one. That's not a reason. It's just an instinct. You're nothing but a beast. I don't recognize you as a true warrior. And I refuse to burden myself with your life by taking it.
Ichigo, I truly hate the rain. It rains in this world too. Whenever you're upset, the skies grow cloudy. And whenever you're feeling sad, then the rain begins to fall. Quite frankly, I can't stand it. I wonder if you can grasp it. If you can truly understand the terror of being rained on in this lonely world. To be able to hold back the rain, for that, I'll give you everything that I have. Should you place your trust in me,
If you're willing, then I won't let any rain fall on this world anymore. Believe me, you aren't fighting alone. Not at all. Ichigo.
You're so kind, and you are such a strong person. Listen, do you remember what you said to me before? You said I'm good because I face my feelings and try to accept them. I'm sure everyone alive has regrets. I don't think you can escape that. That's especially true considering everything that was lost in that terrible battle. There must be so much that's impossible to accept. To me, it doesn't look like you're trying to run away from the sadness or regret. It just seems that you're trying to accept them. And I'm sure that must be a very difficult thing to do. So that's why... I think you're good too, Rangiku. So please, don't say you're a bad person.
Black and white net. 22nd bridge, 66th crown and cincture, footprints, distant thunder, sharp arrow, rotating land, cover of night, sea of clouds, pale soldiery. Fill the great circle and charge to the heavens. Bakudo number 77. Tente Kura. Acquisition successful. All captains, lieutenants, and proxy assistant captains of all 13 court guard squads. And all Ryoka. This is Isane Kotetsu, Lieutenant of Squad 4. This is an urgent message from Captain Retsu Unohara of Squad 4 and from myself. What I'm about to tell you is the complete truth.
You're a nice guy. So nice. The two of us are enemies. And yet, somehow, you find it within you to feel sorry for me. It's big. So big. You've got a great big heart there inside you.
You really think that we'd just spill the beans and tell you everything? Hiyari Sarugaki! What? You heard me. That's my name. Now it's your turn. Introduce yourselves! I see. Whatever. Anyway, we have nothing whatsoever to tell you. You'll die right here. Get off me! Let go of me, Shinji! I'm gonna kick their butts!
Over time, as we talked, little by little, Miss Rukia shared all kinds of things with me. And a good amount of it, actually, was about you, Ichigo. She said that you'd spent only 2 months together, but for some reason, she felt she could trust you completely. But then, she said that because of her, your fate had been twisted. She felt she'd hurt you terribly. She said she could never make up for what she'd done to you. She would say that, and always at the end, her face would be sad.
Oh, right, Grimjow. We owe you our thanks for choosing us as your fracciones. I don't pretend to know the reason why you might have chosen us, but regardless, the fact remains that if it weren't for you, we wouldn't be here. You've still got lots of potential left. You can go higher and higher. I know that you can. After all, you're our king.
Shigekuni Genryusai Yamamoto, head captain of the 13 court guard squads. His spiritual pressure is truly incredible. Honestly, even 2 captains may not be enough to beat him. Right now, this is the only thing I can do. How? I don't understand. How could he do this just by looking into my eyes? Even 2 captains might not be enough to beat him. Oh, no, I was way off. I was being horribly naive. Please don't, Captain Kyoraku.
Your powers are comparable to those of a captain, and unlike so many others, you haven't been exposed to Kyoka Suigetsu Shikai. That advantage will become extremely important in this battle. No, that's not quite accurate. To be more precise, if that advantage is lost, this battle will be lost too. Mr. Kurosaki, whatever happens in the ensuing battles, there's one essential element that you must remember. Don't look at Sosuke Aizen's Shikai, no matter what.
I mean, we're gonna have to fight against the Soul Reapers soon. We've gotta fight for Lord Aizen. As the Primera, you've gotta pull it together. You've gotta go out there and win!
You get it, don't you? Lord Aizen and the Espada are our first friends. That means something! The Soul Reapers are bound to be super tough. If we don't do a good job of preparing, then we're definitely gonna regret it. That's why I want to make sure I do whatever I can before that. That's why you need my special training regimen. That's why I'm totally right about all this!
No, Yuzu, don't! Come on, Ichigo needs to rest right now.
Ichigo! Come on! You're gonna miss the bus! But, Karin... Do you think it'd be okay if I eat in there?
What in the hell? So that crappy little Soul Reaper had that gigantic spiritual pressure hiding in him all along. Ugh, and here I am stuck with a bunch of good-for-nothing low-level fodder. It's ridiculous! Huh? What's that nonsense you're mumbling about? You? Take me down? Little squirts like you? Don't make me laugh! Enrage! Ira! You've come to kill me, have you? Maybe in your dreams, Soul Reaper, but not here. Perhaps you're under the impression that I'm just some ordinary, run-of-the-mill hollow. Oh, so you know of us then, do you? Well, then I imagine that you most likely know about this sword as well. That's right. The size of one's Zanpakuto is a reflection of one's spirit energy. Now, do you understand? You have no hope of slaying me. Not with that little twig of a Zanpakuto, you feeble upstart.
Sure I do! I even remember the number of clouds in the sky that day. You can do it, Kenny! I know you can! Let's get stronger together! 'Cause I know for sure that you're totally the strongest one of all! That's right. You may not know it, but ever since that day, you've been my everything. So come on! Let's both become stronger and stronger! Together!
And after all that, Ichigo met me! If I enter his body, he can transform into a Soul Reaper even without Rukia's help. I make his heroism that much faster. Actually, I've had my share of trouble too. My soul was supposed to be disposed of. But thankfully, Rukia saved me from that. Now that he's a Soul Reaper, Ichigo finally has the strength he needs to protect those around him. He even showed up on national TV while fighting in an abandoned hospital. I wish I could have showed off this cute bod of mine, too. Blast.
To my sensibilities, 3 is the most beautiful number out of all of them. but at the moment, I'm afraid that number actually belongs to Ikkaku. And one more thing. Squad 11 is filled with guys who absolutely love to fight. We all look down on Kido moves, and we only use our Zanpakuto for physical attacks. Now listen close. Here's the secret part. You want to know what my Zanpakuto's real power is? Do you really want to know? Don't tell Ikkaku or the captain, okay? They're sure to be very mad at me if they find out I told you.
Hey! I was counting on you, Shuhei! You're the one who wanted to gather info on my family, right? All this time, I was waiting for you! I even rearranged the whole place! You can't tell me you've just forgotten! Sorry isn't gonna cut it, you idiot! Ah, Captain! Listen to what Shuhei did! He forgot that he was supposed to write an article about my house! What?! But I'm still not done with him yet! Where are you going, Captain? Captain Soyphone!
Master Neliel is dead. Her mask is broken, her power stolen, and her memories erased. This is no longer Master Neliel. Now, we have to protect her. From Noitora, from Xyalaparo, from pain, from suffering, from everything hazardous. Nell is vulnerable right now. We have to protect her with our lives. Because we swore to serve her. That's our only duty. That's what we have to do now.
And I'm Peche's older brother, Donduchaka, see? We stumbled into each other and she's such a little cutie pie. I thought I'd be her older brother, you know? We're gonna be in really big trouble no matter what we choose to do, ain't we? Nell! I'm looking for Nell! Where is she? Nell! She took off and went running after Ichigo! Oh, I gotta find her! I gotta! No! I gotta find Nell soon! Really, really soon! If I don't find and stop her before it's too late, then she's gonna...
I had a sneaking suspicion that you might say that. You know, your opinion about us is quite clear. We know you don't think very highly of us. I was observing your earlier battle. As a matter of fact, that's the reason why I came here. He released his aging energy against your Bankai. The effect that it had was to project it far in front of him, and it also directed its blast away from him. I will make sure that I seal him in. In that instant, fire off your Bankai at a close enough distance that his power won't be able to protect him from it.
The power I wield is the one absolute in this world. Everything else is meaningless. The rest of existence shrinks to complete insignificance in the face of it. To be subordinate to my supreme power is simply how the world is supposed to be arranged. It's the only proper and legitimate order of all existence. There can be no equality, not when it's between opposing powers. Look, gaze into these eyes of mine, and see the truth. To me, your lives are insignificant. They are exactly the same as those of ants.
No, not I. But I was just about to end it. I was going to finish her off.
I see.
If I may say so, I believe reviving that fallen Soul Reaper would be completely pointless. It's my suggestion that you don't bother. This is called Gemelo Sonido.
The Espada employ many various sonido, but out of all of them, I unequivocally have the fastest one of them all. Now, it's time to say goodbye, nameless captain. You lost because you were arrogant and refused to identify yourself to me.
Jeez, get it together. That doesn't mean we get to just take it easy, you know. It just means the Soul Reapers are the enemy now. Rare for who now? I don't want to just be protected by Master Halibel the way that I have been up until now. I should be the one who's saying that! Every time I close in so that I can strike, you end up getting right in my way! Oh, is that so? Seems you're forgetting something. You've gotta get through me. Gah! Yeah, fine. I was just about to give it to you, too. Seriously. I don't understand how his mind works at all.
I don't know what that is, but you didn't actually think you'd be able to hit me with it. You really are stupid. Wait! Ah! Rip! Goldrina! Well, I hate to admit it, but you certainly made a fool out of me. I was going to toy with you lot for a while, but now... I'm going to crush you. Behold Arrancar number 105, Taruchi Sandervici!
Hey, you didn't even flinch a bit from the force of my spiritual pressure. You seem to be extremely formidable for just some human. Tell me this, what's your name? What do you think? The only way past here is to go through me. Behold, Dragra. You're very strong. You shouldn't hide your abilities away like that. It's unbecoming and dishonest. If we're gonna fight, then let's face each other openly and honestly. What? No response? You're truly breaking my heart.
You said you'd like to introduce yourself to those people that you're about to kill, right? Very well, then. I am Arrancar number 13, Edrad Leones. And Arrancar's Impacto is sealed within the core of his power, inside his body. They're quite a bit different than the swords you Soul Reapers wield. So, when we release our Zanpakuto, we also release our true power and form. So, tell me, do you understand now? Do you finally get it? What you're witnessing is my true form, and Volcanica is my true power.
The longer this drags on, the more your ice flower will keep dropping petals. And when they're all gone, your Bankai will disappear. I could easily wait for your Bankai to disappear and kill you, but weak as you are, you're still a captain, and you deserve respect, I suppose. The truly sporting thing to do in a situation such as this one is to strike with everything I have while you still have some energy left to fight. Snip. Tijereta!
Hello! 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 Hello!
Pray? To what? You Soul Reapers have a god greater than yourselves? Oh, that's fine then, I suppose. The god that we have here is actually our king. He knows better than anybody that you don't stand a chance against me. So, it appears the town is coming back now. You know, I thought that Baldy here was holding something back. I guess that I'll never know for sure now that he's dead. All right. Fine, then die.
Breathe.
Calderon.
If you're watching this, I wanted to let you know that this video is dedicated to the English voice actors of the hit video game based on the anime show created by Titi Kubo. The game has shown many cool things, which may include some of the characters being played by the new actors due to the original's retirement or passing, with others returning to play them once more. The game also has secret stories that actually took place between the original and the 1000-Year Blood War anime, which makes this 10 times awesome to go through. This game shall be represented for Curve 4, dubbed The Calamity, since it is in production right now, and I have high hopes that when it's done, the light novels of Bleach must become animated for connecting the dots and finish the story permanently for the sake of the fans and for the community. Please support my video for more content that is yet to come. Want to keep up with my journey? Follow me on social media for more updates, behind the scenes moments, and all the fun along the way.